den Tanzen, ne? Also wenn die alle anderen tanzen. So, das hat er immer gesagt, sein Demut, dass, okay, ich mache selber alle möglichen Sachen und kann ich nichts dagegen predigen jetzt. Ja, auf Englisch sagt man, practice what you preach. Genau. Und ich möchte hier einen Vers von dem Bhagavatam zitieren, der diesen Punkt, von Prabhupada gab es auch eine Erläuterung, der über diesen Punkt spricht. Tevai Vedanti Atitaranti Chadeva Mayam Strishudrahona Shabara Apipapa Jiva Yadi Adbhuta Krama Prayana Shila Shikshas Teryak Jana Api Kimushruta Dharana Ye. Und der wichtigste Punkt, okay, jetzt ins Deutsche zu übersetzen. Hingegebene Seelen, okay, jetzt grob übersetzt, hingegebene Seelen, selbst wenn sie von sündhaften Familien Dharana Ye, von Shudras oder sogar Vögel und Beasts, so Monsters, Tiere, okay, ja, Tiere in dem Zusammenhang, genau, können auch über die Wissenschaft, über die spirituelle Wissenschaft erfahren oder verstehen und befreite Seele werden und befreit von den illusoren Energie werden. Genau. Nur wenn sie sich zu den reinen Gottgeweihten geben und ihrem Beispiel nehmen. Und im Vers hier wird erwähnt, Adbhuta Krama Prayana Shila Shikshas. So, Adbhuta bedeutet wunderbar. Adbhuta Prana Prayana. Adbhuta Krama Prayana. Adbhuta bedeutet wunderbar und Krama bedeutet die Taten. You understand German? Okay. Und Krama bedeutet Taten, ja, wie man sich verhalten soll. Prayana Shila Shikshas. Und Shila bedeutet ja oder Form. Form. Stein oder Form. Shikshas. Shikshas oder Shiksha bedeutet Unterweisung. Und hier wird in diesem Vers erwähnt, wie wir eigentlich die Shikshas, die Unterweisung von den wunderbaren Eigenschaften oder wunderbaren Formen des Vaishnavas oder des Acharyas hier in dem Zusammenhang nehmen sollen. Es gibt überhaupt keine materielle Eigenschaften eigentlich, damit man diesen Fortschritt macht. Es gibt keine materielle Eigenschaften, egal welcher Hintergrund man hat, damit man letztendlich von Karma befreit werden kann, wie in diesem Vers erwähnt wird, oder wie wir manchmal sagen, wie man letztendlich ein reiner Gottgeweihter wird. So, und der dritte Stanza hier, oder die dritte Linie hier ist der wichtigste. Adbhuta, Krama, Prayana, Shila, Shikshas. So, wir müssen letztendlich die Unterweisung den reinen Gottgeweihten von seiner Stimmung verstehen. Das heißt, wenn wir die Stimmung von unserem spirituellen Meister, wenn wir die Stimmung von Prabhupada verstehen, dann werden wir eigentlich Bhakti, Wissenschaft auch verstehen. Ich überlege mir jetzt, wenn ihr alle Englisch versteht und vielleicht wollen unsere Gäste lieber Englisch hören, dann sollen wir auch auf Englisch sprechen. Hat jemand was dagegen? Oder eine Meinung, Empfehlung? Können wir mal. Wäre mir auch recht, ehrlich gesagt. Okay. We're switching to English just to make this maybe more interactive, more relevant to all of us. So eventually, we take the instructions from the quality of the devotees. And it is said, if you understand the qualities of a devotee, if you understand the mood of the spiritual master, then you know everything. If you don't understand the mood of the spiritual master, then you know nothing. What does that mean for us? That means, like we said, we have so many literature and so many books fortunately, which were given to us by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. But ultimately, we will not be able to understand the purpose behind all of this without accepting a spiritual master. Nowadays, the problem nowadays is there is so much information. And our first source of information is, of course, the internet. We go on internet, on the Google, you type anything, and you get it. The problem is still there is lack of knowledge, right? We go on the streets and we distribute books. We endeavor to distribute spiritual knowledge. But why? People say, we already know everything. Like, there is no lack of knowledge. Because in my pocket, there is all sorts of knowledge. Of course, it's Krishna, all sorts of knowledge. But they think it's here, everything. So the only difference is, the only point is that there is a huge difference between information and knowledge. Information would be, for example, when we, hopefully not we here, sitting here, but people read on the cigarettes pack, smoking is dangerous, is lethal, is deadly. What is it? Rauchen ist tödlich. And everybody actually knows this, but do they really know it? No. Why? Because this is information. And knowledge means that actually you have implemented this information in your life. Somebody follows? So the duty of the spiritual master or the acharya is to live this information, is to live this knowledge. Because again, it is said that distractions lead to more distractions. Okay, let's hear another practical example. How often do we hear that, sorry to give maybe this example not so relevant to a group of the present people here, how often do we hear the saying, Prabhupada said? Anybody hear these two words coming together? Prabhupada said, Prabhupada said, Prabhupada said, yeah? So, but how often are we taking things out of context? How often do we understand Shastra according to what is actually meant here? And the point is that eventually we will understand the deeper meaning of Shastra and of the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, of Sri Krishna, when we understand the mood. Like there was this illiterate Brahma, right? Could you please close the door, sweetheart? There was this illiterate Brahma, the Brahmana, and this illiterate Brahmana, he was sitting, holding the Gita and crying. Some even say he was holding it upside down. Yeah. Anyway, it's just a detail. And he was holding this Bhagavad Gita and crying. And everybody would used to laugh at him. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, he knew, no, he is serious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, why are you crying? And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him this, he knew he's not trying to, bring him down or to make fun of him. He told him, because my spiritual master gave me this instruction. He told me that you should read Bhagavad Gita every day. The problem is I'm illiterate, but I still do it. Now there is another side of the story that this is actually Guru Nishtha. This is faith in the instructions of the spiritual master. Although the disciple, the Brahmana, was illiterate, he cannot read, and holding, for our external mind, he's wasting his time. But still he had so much faith in the words of his guru. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, so why are you crying? if you're illiterate and you don't understand what's in front of you? He said, because my Guru Maharaj gave me this instruction, and whenever I see that whenever I see the picture of Krishna driving the chariot of Arjuna, I start crying to remember how merciful is my Lord, how merciful is the Lord. So in this context, the Brahmana actually, he knew no philosophy whatsoever. The Brahmana, he actually, in the eyes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, said, hugged him, embraced him, and told him, you are perfect. Why? Because he knew that this Brahman has understood actually the import, the real import, the real meaning of the Bhagavad Gita. And that is how glorious is Krishna and how merciful he is. And he understood the relationship between Arjuna and Krishna. Now we may read the Gita 10 times. Can we really claim that we know what is the relationship between Arjuna and Krishna, how deep it is? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased of him because he knew the mood. He knew the Krama, Prayana, Shila, Shikshas. He took the instruction from the behavior of the Lord. And in the same way, we need somehow or the other to take the instruction from the behavior. It's fine. You cannot change the nature of children. We need to take instructions actually from the behavior of Srila Prabhupada. That's why we have so many books of Srila Prabhupada. But balancing that, we should read books about Srila Prabhupada. We should read Lilamrita. We should read stories about him, how he behaved, how he was observed by others. And by understanding his mood, we will actually understand his mission. We will actually understand his desire. And he actually has presented the perfection of realizing his spiritual master's desire. His spiritual master and our Guru Parampara and ultimately Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire was to spread Krishna consciousness in every town and village. Yeah, we were talking about this today. That is the desire of the Lord, that is the desire of the Lord, to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. And how much Srila Prabhupada was criticized for giving initiation to Western people, to women, to giving Brahman initiation to women and Western people and Americans and Shudras and Lechas. That's unheard of. But Srila Prabhupada, he knew the mood of his spiritual master and he knew the mood of the Shastra. He understood what does Krishna want. And he understood that Krishna is not partial. Krishna does not say, I love the soul who is born in this land but who is born on this side. No. I don't give him my mercy. So the Acharya has the same mood. And the Acharya, he has this deep desire actually that everyone develops this realization. So yeah, again, words are ultimately just a small part of the instructions. Words are just a small part of the meaning behind all the Shastras. And people nowadays often confuse between information and knowledge. But we need to know that knowledge is gotten by implementing this information, by following the example of the spiritual master. It is also said one of the most important verses, famous verses, which is coming from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Yasya Devi Parabhaktir, Yata Devi Tata Guru, Tasyaiti Katita Hi Artha, Prakashanti Mahatmanaha. So, when one's devotion, Yasya Devi Parabhaktir, Yata Devi Tata Guru, when one's devotion to the spiritual master is equal to his devotion to God, to the Yata Devi Tata Guru, then one can get the meaning, artha, of the instructions. Tasyaiti kathita hi artha. What does kathita means? Or kata? Kata. We always say Krishna kata. Katita hi artha. Artha means wealth. Artha means meaning. Artha means depth. So the depth of the kata, the depth of the shastra, the meaning of the shastra is actually achieved, is actually realized when one's devotion is equal, when one's devotion to the Supreme is equal to one's devotion to the sadhu, to the pure devotee, to the guru. Nowadays we so much hear, I don't need a guru, right? Who was it yesterday? Goman was saying, yes, some people say, I have here Prabhupada books, what do I need a guru for no? Talking sarcastically, of course, but there is this mentality nowadays that a guru is just either not necessary, or maybe it's nice to have a guru so that I can, make a show. I have a guru, I'm so advanced, I'm such a spiritual person, I have a guru and he gave me a mantra. So only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of the Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. That's the translation of the verse we read. And ultimately we should come to the spiritual master with one desire, is the desire to serve. So, it's too many notes, but because I was afraid I won't have enough material to talk on this short time. There is another nice, why don't we, how to say this, vibrate the transcendental sound for our purification. So there's another verse, it's Sri Sanatana Goswami when he was in Jagannath Puri, and there was this conversation, the Lord being present, Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur, and there is this small conversation going on between Haridas Thakur and Sri Sanatana Goswami. Now a side story, because since we are talking about this topic of an example, setting an example, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being God himself, and as Nimai Pandit, before he took sannyas even, he was known to be the most knowledgeable Pandit in his whole village, in his whole area technically. And still, when he was being challenged, for example, by, who was it? The Mayavadi? Prakashananda, yes. Prakashananda Saraswati. He was being challenged that you're a sannyasi, you should be engaged in studying the Vedanta. What are you doing dancing and chanting? You're such a sentimentalist, he would tell Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu, he could tell him the import of all the Vedanta like this, by heart. But what did Mahaprabhu say? He said, I'm a fool. And because I am a fool, my spiritual master told me, you should not study the Vedanta. You should chant Hare Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was playing this role, even as God himself, and ultimately, when he left this world, how much literature did he leave? Somebody knows? 8 verses, the Shikshastakam. And this Shikshastakam, actually only 8 verses, he could have left, of course, encyclopedias of knowledge, but no. Because the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to teach by example. The mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not to give us so much knowledge and so much philosophy. He was teaching by example. And now back to the story of Sri Haridas Thakur. Thakur Haridas, he was also teaching by example. Namely, he was just chanting a couple of thousand holy names every day, 300,000 holy names every day. So that's also, again, Adbhuta Krama Prayana Shila Shikshas. He's just his krama, his actions are already teaching us how to behave. So, conversation going on between them, and Sri Sanatana Goswami told him, Achara prachara namera koroho doye karya, tomi sarva guru tomi jogatera arya. And achara, who knows what achara means? Achara means behavior. And prachara means preaching. So you see these two words coming together here, achara prachara. And the meaning of this verse, which Sri Sanatana Goswami telling Thakur Haridas, is that you simultaneously perform both duties in relation to the holy name by your personal behavior and by your preaching. Again, when we said you should practice what you preach, oftentimes we're preaching things, and doing the opposite. Like, we can talk so nicely about the things we're doing ourselves. Therefore, you are the spiritual master of the entire world, for you are the most advanced devotee of the world. So that's again Sanatana Goswami telling Thakur Haridas, you are most advanced because your preaching is your behavior, and your behavior is your preaching. Okay, I think we will summarize here. So this is actually what is the meaning of meditation. Meditation means it's not some kind of voidism about thinking about nothing, but meditation in itself, especially at our beginning stage, is meditating on the great qualities of the Vaishnavas and meditating on the qualities of Prabhupada, which we will talk about tomorrow. Meditation on the qualities of Prabhupada in itself is making us actually fearless. There was a parikram group in India, Russian devotees. For 3 weeks they were having a Prabhupada Katha parikram, you could say. And they were going to different places and talking about Srila Prabhupada, different places in the Holy Dham, in Vrindavan, Govardhan, Radhakund, and having some katha about Srila Prabhupada. And the purpose of this meditation actually on the qualities of Srila Prabhupada is to take his instruction from another point of view, not from the point of view of the books, but from his behavior, like we were hearing here, from his achara, because the best prachar is coming from the achara. And yeah, we only heard one lecture about this parikram, and the speaker was talking how this meditation on the qualities of Srila Prabhupada actually is making us fearless, because fear is the opposite of love in that context. Fear is the opposite, is the main obstacle of bhakti, and often it is mentioned as fear of fear of death. That's literally in everyone. Maybe children, not yet. But yeah, that meditation is supposed to make us actually develop those qualities. So I will stop here because I don't want to enter another big topic. Okay, thank you so much, Shriya Prabhupada Ki. If there are no any comments, corrections, questions, then we could adjourn this meeting. Thank you. Hare Krishna.